Hi, so this video is from race number 2 last Sunday, a week ago today, up in Sonoma with the Formula Car Challenge group, which was a preliminary group before the Indy Cars raced. Had a good weekend, and this video is a little bit shorter than the other one. It's only 8 minutes. There's only 4 passes, so not as quite as much action, but pretty satisfying in that I finished in 8th place after starting from 12th. Had my fastest lap of the weekend. You'll see that later.
This series based right here in Sonoma in so many ways, the home track. Cars developed here, there's a whole lot of time.
And as you can see, this is a in-car view of the start of the race. Unlike yesterday, I don't get swamped by 5 cars. In fact, nobody passes me actually. I get a decent start here. There'll be a car on my left that comes into view. It's kind of gray and white. It's a Pro Formula Mazda just like myself. I think it's Joe Gardner driving it, number 15, and it'll come into view, well, I think it's going to come into view. Should be showing up right now. Being fairly careful here on the opening lap, but not near as conservative as I was yesterday. Yeah, there's Joe right there. I'm going to go back to native audio and just let the rest of this lap play out. There's a nice little pass and mistake by one of my competitors coming up. It's a little easier to see from this view, but you'll see the silver and gray car right there just went wide, a little deep entry, and that slowed him down coming out of the chicane. And you can see I'm passing him around the outside and finish here in front of him in the first lap. And on to the second. Got some pretty cool shots of the leaderboard here. There I am in 11th place now from number 41, and Carrie Ann was really enamored with taking shots of the leaderboard. I don't think I used but about 1/3 of the ones she took. We jumped ahead a lap here to lap 3 because I was just spent that time chasing down this Star Mazda that started in the two of us. You can see he makes another little mistake there in that chicane, and it allows me to pass him here going down into turn 11, the final hairpin, before going on to the front straight. And now we'll do a little native audio again. As you can see on the television screen, leaderboard, that moved me up to 10th place. And now we're finishing lap 4 here, and we're going to jump all the way to lap 12, actually 13. This is my fastest lap of the race. I finally caught up with Bryce, I believe his first name is, number 65 here in this red and black Star Mazda. Because I was busy passing those other cars, he had built quite a gap on us, and so even though I'm doing a or half a second a lap faster, it takes a while to catch him. We'll watch the rest of this lap here, and I think I'm going to pass him actually going into turn 7, the hairpin. Yeah, I'm getting up right behind him, and we'll stay here with me narrating. You see him wiggle a couple times right there in the middle of the carousel, as that turn's called. I think maybe the pressure was getting to him, or the tires were going, or what, but I end up having a pretty easy pass down the inside here on turn 7. And we'll head back down and head through the S's and into the final turn. I'm going to switch to native audio for a few. As you see, that puts me up into ninth place overall at about 30 cars, and I had my fastest lap of the race, and I'm pretty happy. I'm passing some lap traffic here, as you can see, uh, and I think I'm pretty much done. But then I get a little help from the racing gods here in a minute. We'll do a couple more minutes of native audio, and then pick back up. So lap 17, we've skipped ahead again a little bit, and I'm catching this car rather quickly all of a sudden. I'm not really sure who it is. I find out later that that's Courtney Crone, and she was having fuel pump problems, and so that makes my fourth pass and puts me up into eighth position overall, and I'm over the moon. This is lap 19. It's just to show you the checkered flag and bring the little video story here to an end. Um, this last lap or two, Joe, the first car I passed, had started driving a lot better and was catching up, and I was mostly just managing the gap. And as you can see, he was right behind me, but wasn't overly concerned at that point. You just caught a glimpse of my timesheet. I was really pleased not with my fastest laps, but my consistency. 10 laps in the 139s adds up to a pretty good finish. These are pictures of the crew, Frankie and Bob. They just worked their butt off in Vince's car. Kind of a long story, probably the subject of a separate video. Love my teammates, love my wife, and we had a great time. Thanks to the crew and thanks to the wives, and hope you enjoyed this little short version of race 2.